So if you were planning on the truck market to collapse so you can end up getting a truck similar to this, which is a $90,000 GMC Sierra AT4X AEV edition, that probably won't be happening anytime soon. And I learned 5 reasons that are pretty simple as to why the truck prices are going to keep going up. And this specific truck is a really good example. So the first reason is demand. Yeah, it's your guys' fault. You guys have been paying the expensive prices that truck manufacturers are charging, and that's a big reason why they're going to keep charging it and potentially continue to increase prices based on what they see fit for the market. Now, to be fair, overall car prices have been going down. So I don't want to the market's fluctuating every single day, but I think generally speaking, truck prices, and you see the MSRPs, and that's what we're talking about here, those are going to keep going up. So if you want the short answer, it's demand. You can, stop watching the video now. But if you want to learn the other reasons why I really think this is going to continue to happen in the long term, hear me out. So the first reason is because trucks are now considered family vehicles. Like this one is a good example. It's 5 people comfortably in pure luxury, but it also has a truck bed in the back that can fit things, haul things, and do other things that families could also benefit from. That's why you're not seeing a lot of the 2-door trucks with a long bed, and even work trucks these days are offered in crew cab configurations. Look at the Chevy Colorado work truck. Look at the Chevy Silverado EV work truck, which is electric. That's not really a good one to compare it to. And even the Toyota Tacoma that's coming out in a pre-runner has a flex cab configuration. So we're not really seeing a lot of those, and if they are, they're very special, and it's a big deal to see in 2023. The next reason is they are performance machines. I mean, this is an example of a 420 horsepower V8 and a large truck that's intended for off-road purposes, but this isn't even the tip of the iceberg. You have the Ram TRX, you have the F-150 Raptor R, which is out, and those are high horsepower supercharged V8s, and they're expected to perform at a high level, and that's driving prices higher. But they're only making those trucks because people want that out of a truck. And you might be like, oh, well, I don't want the V8, I don't want the fancy stuff and the high performance. But all companies structure their pricing so it's a price ladder. So if you're at the lower tier, you're gonna be like, oh, I spent a few extra grand, I get the nice package. Oh, well, if I'm getting the nice package, I can spend a few extra thousand, and now I'm at the higher grade variant of it. And then you eventually find yourself justifying spending a little bit more to get the next thing up. And that's the same situation across all businesses. And now that the highest grade truck is super expensive, everything ladders right below that. And honestly, the biggest reason I feel like is because these are now seen as luxury vehicles. Like here, let me show you guys. Look at these seats. I mean, they have this nice, textile leather material. They're perforated, heated, ventilated, and then they also massage you guys. Like a massaging seat in a truck, you tell me that like 10 years ago, I'd be like, who needs that in a truck? Now it's on almost every truck. The F-150 Lightning that I was in had it. The Power Boost had it. You don't get in a Raptor, but this is a GMC Sierra AT4X meant for off-roading, and you can get a massage in it. And on top of that, you get suede on the roof liner up here. I don't know if you can really capture that. A really nice heated leather wrapped steering wheel with really nice stitching on the inside. Wood grain materials right here. A large touchscreen that has Google Maps built in, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And you also get this amazing camera system with like high definition cameras that look really good. 360 surround view camera views. You get a view of the front, the back. If you want a trailer, you got a really good camera view for your trailers. Side view cameras. Like literally the amount of views and cameras you get on this is quite insane. You can check out the truck bed. So you're getting a lot of tech in here. Digital center screen, a heads up display. Like, you guys get the point. It's a very nice premium experience in a truck, but the only reason they're offering it is because there are people asking for it. The truck, for a lot of people, is a one vehicle solution for a lot of families because it makes dad happy, it makes mom happy, it makes the kids happy, it makes the whole family happy. And if they can do that with one vehicle and spend a good amount of money that they're spending on 2 cars separately, they'll do it. And the fourth reason is because these trucks have become off-road focused machines. Just an example for this truck, it has off-road tires from the factory, off-road focused wheels that have recessed valve stems to protect them while off-roading. You get Multimatic dampers, which are great on and off-road from the factory. You get a full metal front bumper, metal rear bumper, rock sliders, skid plates, a locking front diff, a locking rear diff. Like look right here, you get a locking rear diff and a locking front diff, and it's got hill descent, which is basically cruise control while off-roading. So I'll go up or down a hill pretty much for you. You start to realize that this truck has what a specific truck used to have back in the day. It used to be a specific off-road truck, a specific work truck, a specific truck that maybe could accommodate your family but wasn't good off-roading. You're taking all those things, putting into one vehicle. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna suck because of how expensive it is, especially with inflation and stuff like that. But like, that's just where we're at today because the demand has been there and people started to want this instead of getting a very nice luxurious Mercedes, for example, because a Mercedes can't tow. You can't lop stuff in the back of a Mercedes or a BMW. None of that stuff. They don't have a truck bed. A truck bed's valuable for a lot of families out there. And the fifth and final reason has to do with a more, I guess, political, I don't know if it's political, but like tax, right? The chicken tax. It basically protects manufacturers who make trucks in the US to not get taxed an extra, I forget the number, I'll try to pop it here somewhere. But if you make a truck out of the US, you bring it here, it makes no sense. And you won't be competitive basically in this space. That's why they make the Toyota Tacoma, that's why they make the Tundra in the US, the F-150, the Silverado, the GMC, Colorado. Every truck you're gonna get here is made here. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be affordable. So it kind of protects, in a way, it prevents competition from the outside, but it gives the manufacturers who are making trucks here a competitive edge that they're just competing amongst each other and they can take advantage of that tax incentive. I didn't do a good job explaining that, but also I'm not a tax expert or a politics expert. I like cars and trucks, that's it. Do I like that truck prices are going up? Yes and no, and hear me out. Because trucks are getting so big and they're getting so expensive and they're getting so fancy, it's provided opportunities for trucks to slide in just below. The Ford Maverick is a good example. The Hyundai Santa Cruz is a good example. The Ford Maverick goes kind of back to the roots of what an old school truck is. Small, with a truck bed that isn't super big. It's not perfect. I'm not saying the Maverick is a perfect truck, but it does a lot of things right as far as size goes, efficiency goes. It can tow enough, it can haul enough, and it's got really good MPG. But you can throw things in the back. You can throw stuff in the back without having to worry about the interior. And I think that class is gonna get really competitive. We've seen the class above it, which is the Tacoma, the Canyon, the Colorado, got really competitive. The Ranger Raptor's coming out too. So that's already heating up because that is what used to be the price segment of the full-size trucks. And I mean, that's gone so expensive now that people who are, casual consumers buying trucks, they're gonna start looking to the mid-size truck segment, in my opinion. So I think things gone so high up that it's starting to slot things underneath it. And I think those trucks are now in the $30,000 range, like the Colorado's around the $30,000 range. So that's just kind of how it's going to be. I don't know how much is going to happen, if it's going to happen again, but we've hit a point where things are getting so big that there's now a whole segment of trucks that can slot underneath that'll give consumers what they want at a more reasonable price. I mean, this is a good truck, and all the trucks that are out here are doing amazing things. It's just, yeah,